Alright, so I'm going to be sharing with you my MEPS experience now. It's been well over a year since I went to MEPS, so I can't exactly remember what time I woke up, but I'm just going to be sharing with you 5 main points that I can recall that are the most important things that I can share with you. And I did have a previous video right after I finished MEPS. I made a video, but looking back, there was some inaccurate information, so I did take that down a while back. So for those of you that are thinking, hey, I thought you already had a video. So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things. So number 1, it's a long process. Okay, so for me, it was a 2-day process. So they provided a place for me to stay overnight. It's a hotel. Most people will experience the full MEPS experience, but some people went home, left home, came back the next day, or along the process, they failed something physically or health-wise, so they had to be sent back, or they were just there to take the ASVAB and they were sent back. So not everyone will get the full MEPS experience, but most people will. Okay, so first day I went, I took the ASVAB. Okay, and the second day it was all about health and stuff like that. So I want you to understand it's a very long process. Okay. You will stay there overnight, and the next day you will wake up very early, and then I remember coming back home at 6 p.m. Okay, so second thing that I want to share with you is in terms of your health, what they check is your vision. So can you see your depth perception? Are you colorblind? Can you hear well? There will you will hear a little beeps to your left, to your right. And where did you hear it? You click a little button. Your health. Blood, urine, all that kind of stuff. So very, they make it detail-oriented, making sure that you are healthy before you leave for the military. If there's any discrepancies, they'll find out and they'll either disqualify you or tell you to fix it or whatever the case may be, your dental and all that kind of stuff, all right? In terms of your physical health, a lot of people, this is one of the things that they don't know or fear is you have to get naked. Okay, but first you're in your underwear, and they make sure you can do the basic movements, so touching your fingers, doing the duck walk where you're kind of like squatted down and you're walking and all that kind of stuff. So they check the basic movements, making sure that you don't have any physical disabilities. Okay, and then after that, they check your height, your body measurement. They check your height and body weight. And then after that, the final process, which a lot of people dread, is you get full on naked and a doctor checks you. Okay, so if you're a male, you might get a male doctor or a female doctor. If you get a male doctor, the male will do his thing. If you get a female doctor, because it's an opposite sex, there will be a male enlisted personnel there with you, making sure that they're not doing anything wrong. Now, one thing I want you to know is that they're not going to physically touch you. Okay, maybe your shoulders to say, hey, do this, or maybe they're just going to touch you, poke you, or whatever. But what they're mainly looking for is any physical appearance, like discrepancies or tattoos and birthmarks, so they can take a note on it. So if you are a female, most likely you will get a female doctor because it's a courtesy thing. But if you do get a male doctor, there will be a female enlisted personnel there making sure they're doing the right thing. All right, so for a female, you don't really have to worry about getting a male doctor. For the courtesy sake, they'll probably give you a female doctor. Okay. And fourth thing, in terms of academics, so the ASVAB, okay? Now, the ASVAB, if you are worried that you can't make the ASVAB score, or you're getting a low ASVAB score, okay, I want you to know that after you take the ASVAB, let's say you didn't get the score that you want, 30 days after, a month after, you can take it again, okay? But what I personally recommend, 2 months before, at least study an hour a day, buy a book at Barnes & Noble's, or look at Barnes & Noble, look at the books at Barnes & Noble's, and study for it. So my experience with the ASVAB, I looked at it was, the way I looked at it was like an SAT, but not as difficult. So it's a couple levels down. Okay, now there is a specialty test from what I think. There's a specialty test that each branch has to take. So the Navy had one, and I can't really exactly say what it was, okay? I can't say I remember what it was, but I can't say what it was. But what I can recommend you is it's a lot of visual and memorization, okay? So if you want to train for it, practice it, do a lot of things that helps your memory and memorizing stuff. That's what I can best recommend you into getting better score in terms of the specialty test. All right, and last thing is my food, my experience, and my stay. So in terms of food, you know, I ate lunch and dinner. Now I can't exactly remember what they gave us for lunch. Maybe they gave us a brown bag lunch with a sandwich and stuff. But in terms of dinner, I went to the hotel and they gave us great food, and also woke up the next morning. They still gave us great food, and it was a great hotel. They treated us right, and the food was great. And second thing, my stay, the hotel, it's a great hotel. At least personally it was for me. Maybe you might not get a great hotel, but I think you will, because it's the military. They'll provide you, they treat you right. And my experience overall was, in my hotel room, there was one other person. He was in the Army, right? He was getting deployed the next day. So, you know, I just talked to him for a little bit, like, hey, you know, what kind of books do you like? What kind of books do you read? And all that kind of stuff. Got to know him for a little bit. So my best recommendation for you overall is make a lot of memories, make a lot of friends. You know, people from different branches are all there. And overall, don't worry about, oh my God, am I going to get yelled at? No, they are all nice people, right? For the most part, it's going to be a lot of recruiters and, you know, some maybe cranky military personnel working. But overall, you will have, it's an enjoyable experience, okay? They are all cool people like you and I, normal people that are in the military, that work for the military entrance processing station, all right? They're not drill instructors that are going to yell and say, why are you sleeping? Do 50 push-ups. No, all right? So that's my MEPS experience that I can share with you. I hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great Navy day.